What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to answer one more question about the connection method between two Fast and Furious Arcade1up cabinets. So up until this point, we've tried co-op play a couple different ways. We've tried the wireless route, and that was a disaster, complete failure, really wasn't playable. And then we tried the wired route, where we utilized an internet switcher and the obviously the Ethernet cables, those Ethernet to USB adapters, and it was a great experience. It worked out well, but still, there are a few limitations and some things to consider, some stuff you got to buy. But is there another way to connect these two cabinets together, maybe with just a single cable? Well, not a single cable, but I do have another suggestion from those of you in the community. And the suggestion was simply this: hey, Fox, why don't you just try a crossover cable? Try a crossover cable and see if that works. So I did. I took you up on that suggestion. I got a $11 cable and plugged it into my Ethernet adapters. Did it work? Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that yes, it absolutely does work. And the results are, well, they're pretty much exactly what we saw with the wired connection. But of course, the big thing is that you're not going to have to worry about having an internet connection. Now, before we get started, there is some sort of a little bit of a disclaimer. You're going to have an internet connection at some point to update your cabinets to the latest firmware. Once you do that, then you're actually going to be able to play somebody else online. Well, I'm sorry, not online, but connected, another cab connected. But you're going to have an initial update. Now, once you do that, and you can just do that over Wi-Fi, if you don't want to run wires all over your house, if you want to connect these two directly together and just bypass the router and bypass the switcher, you can absolutely do that. So here's what you want to do to make this happen. You push the live button, look at your wired connection. There is my the IP for this machine. And then same thing here, just one number difference. So you have 192, 168, 466, 192, 168, 467. So just one number difference. And then that's all you need to do. Everything else is the same, and that's all you have to do to make a crossover cable work, eliminating the need for an internet connection. All right, so it worked out perfect. Sorry, so let's just go out real quick, hit the live button, let's leave, go to leave game, so we can show that there's just a wired connection. Okay, there's a wired connection. You can see the cable right there, crossover cable. Let's back up just a second. You can see that's the only connection that we have between the two cabs. That, and then obviously the Ethernet adapters. All right, so that about wraps it up. You know, this is definitely the cheapest way to connect two Arcade1up cabinets together for linked play. And I think it's kind of a shame that Arcade1up didn't just make this information available to us from the very beginning. Yes, it is an additional cost. You're going to be in for about $50 total by the time you get your two Ethernet adapters and then your crossover cable. But at the end of the day, if all this was known up front, we would at least understand what we're getting ourselves into. And the fact that Arcade1up hasn't even bothered to issue anything or put this in a manual, you know, or update their website is a little bit shocking to me. And it's kind of evident that maybe they just didn't fully think the linked cab thing all the way through. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel. Y'all have a blessed day, and I will see you next time.